Hello, hello. Welcome back to Tori's Two Cent. So glad that you are here again for another one of my Reddit stories or Reddit readings. I took the weekend off. I did like 5 days straight of just video, video, video. And then this weekend ended up being like super busy. I don't, like I had an open house for one of my listings and what else? I had to go pick up my wedding dress. Oh, I went to the Jaguars game yesterday. So much fun. Rained us out, like 50% of the time, and we lost. But great time, great experience overall. So had a good weekend, and now we're back reading Reddit because this is what I do. So thank you for joining. Stop what you're doing real quick and go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Greatly appreciated. And I have a good one today. This one, it's a little juicy. Um, the story just, I don't even know how to describe this. I can't wait to see in the comments what you guys think because, yeah, it's one of those. So it says, am I the a hole if I break up with my fiance after she showed a startling change of behavior after getting engaged? Oh, so she got the ring and switched up on you. Okay. Let's get into this story. Am I the a hole if I break up with my fiance after she showed a startling change of behavior after getting engaged? I, 32 male, just recently proposed to my girlfriend of 2 years, Sharon, 30 female. Like a month and a half ago, it feels like the second the ring got on her finger, her attitude and behavior took a total 180. The entire time we were dating, we seemed exceptionally compatible. At least it seemed, since we shared common beliefs and morals. 7 weeks ago, I proposed and she said yes, and I felt like it was the happiest moment for the two of us. But not even a week later, it's like her attitude totally flipped. I thought I knew all of her friends, but one day I came home and there were 6 women I've never seen before, and Sharon introduced me to them. I was curious as to why I was just now meeting them when I already met Sharon's two best friends, Michelle and Octavia, both not present, over a year and a half ago. Sharon said she wanted to make sure we were a sure thing before I met her inner circle. I found this strange, and not to mention it was a weeknight, and they were quickly draining my wine rack of wine. Sharon still had her own place, but she stayed with me so often she practically lives here. Still, I found it incredibly rude when they left with 4 empty bottles of rosé in their wake. I tried to talk to Sharon about having uninvited guests on weeknights, and she dismissed my grievance very flippantly. More more that she brushed me off. The following week, she went out with the girls several times. When she brought the girls to my place, twice without notice, and one with notice to appease me, her words. They all treated me like a butler, shaking their empty wine glasses at me for refills. After the fourth time, I made it clear that I will get a locked wine rack. Sharon just called me no fun after that. It gets worse. Sharon decided me and the girls got off on the wrong foot and said we should have dinner together at a nice restaurant. Well, I went, and it was not great. The 6 kept prodding me about my life, my house, my career, but deflected every question I asked. Pause. I feel like one that's so inappropriate to do at a dinner table. Like y'all are not this girl parents, and then it's 6 verse 1, really 7, including her 6 friends, her. So 7 women and him are out to dinner, and y'all are jumping on him and interrogating him about his life. There's no way I would let any of my friends treat my fiance like that. Like that just this is supposed to be a good time. This is supposed to about be getting back on the right foot, right? What check them. It got especially bad at night when they started talking about modern relationships and jealousy. And one of them brought up some key points about relationships that I thought Sharon and I were on the same page about, specifically what ifs regarding polyamory and being friends with exes. To my shock, Sharon said we shouldn't be too hasty on such decisions, which was a total 180 to how she expressed herself on these things only a month prior, where she was vehemently against keeping, I don't know if I pronounced that right, keeping ex intimate partners in friend circles, and was staunchly monogamous. The worst part was when the bill arrived, Sharon announced it should be together and slid me the check. I told her she can't be serious, and we got into a bit of an argument. I ended it by putting my amount down in cash and walked out, leaving them to figure out the rest of the bill. The next days after that, Sharon kept calling me toxic and fragile. But every time I even pushed at it, she would give an apology and promise she was just stressed at work. The excuses. I mean, this is drastic change behavior. To bring six women around that I didn't know about after being with you for 2 years. That's six? Maybe one or two. Six? You got a whole secret friend group? I mean, am I even paying attention at all to who you are? Like, where do all these women come from? It's nuts. Nuts. We haven't even planned the wedding. The worst part was this Monday when at work I got a Nest doorbell alert. Checked and saw Sharon and one of her six friends arriving at my place, going in and exiting with my golf clubs. This this set was a gift from my father and it cost a pretty penny too. So Sharon lending it out without my permission got me pissed. I immediately called Sharon and told her and her friends return the clubs. Sharon tried to gaslight me with, but you promised to lend the clubs to her boyfriend, remember? I told her the club's cost would move it into a serious crime and her and her friend had an hour to return them or the cops would be called. Sharon kept insisting she got my permission, but I told her to cut the crap. Well, not even 45 minutes later, I got another notification of Sharon and her friend coming back with the clubs and going inside and leaving them. Sharon's friend flipping off the Nest doorbell on the way out. Also, now you getting disrespectful because you tried to take my stuff that I didn't give you permission to use. Why doesn't your boyfriend have his own clubs? He's a golfer, right? Where is his own set from his daddy? Don't be coming in my house letting your people borrow my stuff and not asking. That is so weird. What the heck is wrong with this girl? The level of entire entitlement that it sounds like she got overnight is beyond me. Okay. I told her, oh, I got home and saw Sharon's friend literally just threw the clubs back on the living room floor. And Sharon tried to talk to me about my toxicity again. And I told her to cut the crap. I said, if I knew this was how she was, I would have never proposed. And that seemed to freak her out. And again, she insisted that she was stressed at work, but I wasn't buying it anymore. I told her to return the ring and her key, and we would talk about our relationship this weekend. She cried and begged me not to cancel the engagement and insisted that it was just stress. I told her again we will talk about it this weekend. She finally relented. I had my house rekeyed anyways after she left just to be safe. Sharon has been texting me constant messages of love and apologies for getting swept up and insisted she was only wanting to show me off to her close friends. I don't know. I'm just not buying it. The same close friends have been sending me texts daily, calling me toxic and fragile again, saying they knew I wasn't man enough for Sharon or secure enough to share her with friends. A few of my friends that knew Sharon the entire 2 years were dating, that knew Sharon the entire 2 years we were dating were surprised and can't believe she turned hide this quick and that there must be something missing or I am leaving something out. They say I must have done something to trigger her friends to act like this. And I have been the a hole somewhere along the process. I don't know. It's a lot to take from all directions right now. One, this is a lot. Like, you're getting a night and day experience out of somebody that you've been with for 2 years. And I always say all the time, like, when it comes to dating, give the person at least 90 days because it is so hard to put up an act outside of 90 days. But for this girl to be able to carry an act and be showing up as her representative, like, of her best self and not, like, and be faking it for 2 years is like next to ridiculous. Like I'm so confused. And then you got your friends trying to walk all over him. Like you get a ring and now you're trying to walk all over this man and inviting six other women to come join you and walking all over him. Like what impression did you get over these last 2 years about me? Like, did you think like the ring would mean like I wouldn't turn back, or I'm scared to say like, forget this and I'm not doing it? Like, think again. There's no way. I mean, like, men don't play about marriage mostly. Most times. Most times. Let me not speak too comfortably, but usually men do not play about marriage. So it's like, I'm not gonna marry you knowing that you put on a whole front for 2 years and now I'm just supposed to grow and accept whoever this person is. And then you're not, like, the person you changed to is terrible. I don't even like her. And I don't like the people that she associates herself with. I mean, this is honestly crazy. I mean, what are you supposed to do when something like this happens? I mean, whew. There is an update, so we're gonna read that now. And I told you this one was a little juicy because Miss Sharon, yeah, Miss Sharon got a lot going on. So, update, guys. Sharon's been gone now for an hour. Breakup is official. I have the ring back. I did talk to Michelle via Facebook, and Michelle said her and Octavia were cousins of Sharon, and Michelle also said she knew the six and didn't care for them. Michelle didn't say much more than that. I did meet Sharon's parents, and they both seemed to like me, and the topic of Michelle and Octavia never came up around them. None of our finances were intermingled yet, but it was planned for later this month, which won't happen. I invited three of our mutual friends, Casey, John, and Mike, to be here when Sharon got here. Sharon showed up and was surprised to see we had company. Not you surprised about company when I came home from work and you had six women sitting in my living room on a weeknight like I don't have work in the morning and I don't even know who these women are. And not to mention you have your own place. You could have brought them over there. So don't come over my house talking about you surprised to see my friends at my house. Girl, you better get it together. So anyway, I said they were here for both of our sakes. Sharon wanted to phone three of the six to come over to even things out, and I refused. And I used the club theft as a reason. For one, why do you need these homegirls that I clearly don't like? I clearly don't mesh with, and I have three people here that you do. Like, we don't need your wishy washy weird friends over here. For you to even think you need to call a lifeline when you're the one who is trying to get me back, baby, sit tight and let me get this off my chest. That's what you need to do. Anyway, Sharon sat on the couch very dramatically and then asked if I really wanted to make this public. I outright asked why she changed so much after the engagement and why she hid the existence of the six. Sharon then went in again about how she insulates her inner circle until a partner is vetted. I called BS. I met her parents. What more inner circle than your parents? And vetted for friends? Weird. So weird. Like, vetted for mom and dad, yes. Vetted 2 years for just friends? Definitely BS. Not mad at you at all. Sharon tried to deflect, but I wouldn't have it. I pointed out how for the last month, her friends dropping by cost me nearly $500 in wine. And wine is not that expensive, so that's crazy. Which she, by the way, made no attempt to reimburse. I also pointed out her trying to make me pay an 8-person dinner bill without asking me first. Crazy work. She again said she wanted to show how a great guy I was and how she clearly misjudged me and was disappointed in my attitude. That is so manipulative. You wanted to show how great of a guy I was, but you misjudged because I won't pay for all six of your friends. You sound crazy. And now you're trying to gaslight me into thinking I'm the crazy one. I then asked about the club. She tried gaslighting with, you totally said it was okay, remember? And I kept saying BS. Mike piped in. He knew the clubs were a gift from my dad, and I was highly protective of them. He too called BS, and that's when Sharon turned her attention to Mike and John, saying, "Isn't he getting forgetful lately? Don't you remember when he forgot that one date?" And neither was buying it. I finally said that forget postponing the wedding or canceling the engagement. The entire relationship is going to end if she isn't going to be straight with me. Sharon made a very long, exaggerated sigh. She took the ring off and dropped it on the coffee table. She got up to leave and said, "You're never going to find someone as good as me," and to send her stuff to her apartment. That might be what's best for him. She left, and Casey, John, and Mike were totally stunned. All I could say was, "Believe me now." We ordered pizza and are waiting for it to arrive now. I am still utterly shocked and confused by Sharon's attitude. I'm sure the heartbreak will come next, but right now I'm just kind of numb. Wowzers. I mean, what do you do in a situation like this? I mean, obviously he did the right thing. Like, bounce, definitely get up out of there. But like, I promise you, my head would be spinning to like suddenly like one day you're just a total different behavior. Like we don't even align on the same values anymore. Like you literally sat with these girls at a table. Like, oh, like cutting off exes is too hasty of a decision. Cutting off exes, ma'am, hasty. I don't know, like to just be full on a switch up like that is so beyond me. Like what am I missing? So I feel bad for the guy because I'm sure by the time you get 2 years into a relationship and propose, I mean, I'm sure he's posted it, shared it with family. Like, I'm sure he's been very excited about this moment. I mean, he described it as one of his happiest moments just to get the real version of that girl and not like her, not even like have anything in common with her. Like, she clearly seems like she's ready to use him to come drain his wine rack, take his golf clubs, try to get him to pay for 6 women at a dinner. Like, I mean, that's ridiculous. I personally don't even like my fiance doing that. Like, one time he paid for all my homegirls, and I was like, hold on, buddy. They came with money. Like, sometimes women are just like stingy with their guys. Like, so for her to be like, yeah, all 6 of them, you're using this man. It doesn't actually seem like you like this man. It seems like you've played for the ring, you've played to get the title, you're playing the long game basically to get married. And I don't know if this is some wealthy guy that she's trying to divorce on the back end, or maybe she just feels like he's a guy that she can walk all over and get what she wants out of him in the name of being his wife. You know, like everybody has weird motives. I mean, you can never really guess what people are like or whatever. So I feel bad for the guy though. He's definitely gonna feel that heartbreak because 2 years, that's a long time. And this is why I'm very firm on like, or was before, I'm not single now, but like when I was single, I would not give people, like, I would not give a man more than a year of my time. You have 1 year to decide whether or not you want to get married, or I need to get back out here on the prowl, baby. Ain't nobody got time for that, okay? And my fiance totally respected that. We didn't even touch a year when he proposed. But men are different. I know men are different, but 2 years just to find out the truth, so scary. And then, like, I'm sitting here saying, like, do it sooner. So it's like he really did everything right by taking his time, and it still like blew up in his face. Ugh, you can't win. But some of these comments here, you know, like making fun of her for saying you'll never find anyone like me valid because that's kind of the point. Yeah, he didn't leave like much comment. It looks like maybe people were like in the comments kind of like how could your friends not believe you, and he put again they knew Sharon for 2 years and throughout the entire time Sharon didn't act like this at all. I'll give them some leeway for now. I don't know, I would probably be like the friends too. Like, this is so mind-boggling. Like, you wouldn't actually think that somebody could like switch up on you in a matter of 2 years. I mean, I would literally be looking at my friend like, okay, what set this off? How did this happen? How did we get here? Like, what did you do? I feel like those are like normal questions that friends ask because we're all trying to like come up with a theory to understand and like psychoanalyze how we got here. So sometimes it does come off like you don't believe your friends, but I'm sure they believed him, but it was like we're just trying to get like a full scope and understanding. And they were able to get the clear eye view with when she came over for the breakup. I mean, she did all of that for 2 years and then wasn't even willing to like stay long enough to get the ring or even like put up a fight. Like, she did not care about that man. She did not like that man. I feel like she just wanted to get proposed to the say that she did. I mean, some women are that crazy about things like that, but she went home with no ring, so good for him. He definitely dodged a bullet, and yeah, interesting story. I'm curious to know what you guys will think. So please go ahead and drop y'all 2 cents in the comments because I'm a little lost for words. I don't have as much to say on this one, I feel like, but I gave my 2 cents. So I'm curious to know what you guys think in the comments. And thank you again for joining another video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll be back tomorrow with another video, of course. Bye.